All right, Kyler Murray saying, move over, Aaron Rodgers. There's a new diva quarterback in town. Murray's agent releasing a statement saying his client absolutely would like to remain in Arizona, but he wants a contract extension if he's going to do so. This is what the part of what the statement said. It is now simply up to the Cardinals to decide if they prioritize their rapidly improving 24-year-old, already two-time Pro Bowl quarterback, or rather if they choose to financially prioritize committing to other areas and continuing to merely talk about addressing Kyler's long-term future as their QB. Unfortunately, every player, coach, and executive in the NFL knows or should know that words and hypothetical contractual promises are regularly dismissed and fleeting in this business. All right, back out here with Tom and Amina. Amina, do we have another diva quarterback, or does Kyler Murray have a point?
I can't believe we're talking about Kyler Murray being a diva in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, a diva. Kyler Murray, I don't think he's a diva.
What has Kyler Murray accomplished that allows him to go out and have his agent?
The Arizona Cardinals, they were a 3-win team when he came in there. Now they're in the playoff conversation. They've won 11 games this past season. If you're Kyler Murray, basically what he's asking for is a long-term commitment. I don't see anything wrong with that. And also, I think people just don't like the way the message was delivered by his agent, Eric Burkhart. I think that's the 100%. Biggest problem here. It's not about what Kyler Murray is asking for in terms of a long-term commitment. It's just how it was delivered on social media and how people, I feel like also on social media, are just misconstruing the message that's out there. But if you take a look at what Kyler Murray's done for the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think he's doing. Curran is giving me.
I was going to say,
look.
Amina had a skeptical face when he was talking about J.C. Jackson. Curran now has Amina's skeptical face about Kyler Murray. I do have a problem with the message because to me, your agent shouldn't be doing your dirty work when you're 24 on social media like you've accomplished something. Because sorry, Kyler Murray, you haven't accomplished anything yet. And also, you haven't accomplished anything yet. Like, just, I don't mind you wanting more money and some security, but maybe don't go after it like this.
Yeah, he's complicit in everything his agent does. This is not a unilateral decision by Eric Burkhart to go and put this out there. And of course, Kyler Murray has control over his social media accounts where he unfollowed and everything else, the Arizona Cardinals. The point is, these are the things you can do when you're with a team that is annually horrendous. So you can stand up and beat your chest, and everybody in the organization is going to say this is the first good quarterback we've had in 25 years, or at least since Kurt Warner, who was there for 15 minutes. We better make him happy. The interesting thing is, to the grander NFL watching public, is they saw his embarrassing performance in the one playoff game he's played in his life. He peed down his leg.
Yeah.
He made a couple of the worst decisions and plays I've ever seen a quarterback make. He was wholly responsible for that. What we're seeing is a blame pie being pushed back and forth across the table between Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. And eventually, probably, Cliff Kingsbury is going to have to eat some of it. But the thing is, you have these quarterbacks who understand the time to strike is early. And it is, whether it's Jared Goff or who was the other guy who went belly up? Jared Goff's a good example of it. You get boxed into a corner as a franchise saying, well, we got to re-up this guy and show him we love him to the tune of $140 million. And you're like, we really didn't love him to the tune of $140 million.
But see, I think what's also at play is the fact that Kyler Murray is probably looking around the league and seeing all these other quarterbacks who are good and they're getting these long-term extensions. And he's saying, hey, what about me? Look at what I've done for the Arizona Cardinals in the 3 seasons that I've been here. Why won't you guys commit to me long-term?
Well, we all know how that may apply to the New England Patriots because maybe asking for an early big contract extension is a sign of things to come for Mac Jones. Mac compares very well with Murray after their rookie seasons. If Mac continues to improve, he may very likely be looking for a big payday sooner rather than later. Let's bring in Phil and Ted. Phil, Mac's rookie bargain, is it not as long of a window as we just sort of assume that the Patriots have kind of all the time in the world to wait?
I mean, this has just been the trend the last several years in the NFL. If you're a very good quarterback, you typically get paid after year 3. 2 quarterbacks in the 2016 draft. Tom mentioned Jared Goff. Carson Wentz was the other. Those guys got extended earlier. 2 quarterbacks in the 2017 draft, Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. The 2018 draft, Josh Allen's really the only one who got extended. But all of those guys after year 3 got their money. They got paid. And so Kyler Murray, class of 2019, draft class of 2019, is saying, hey, it's my turn. I won Rookie of the Year, and then the next 2 years I made the Pro Bowl. So we know he has gone belly up in some critical games here. But when you compare him against the early careers of some of those other guys, there are some numbers that do kind of stack up. They do. And so I understand his argument. I really do. I just think this is the way of the world. And so if Mac Jones is an excellent quarterback, if he's an arguably top 10 quarterback after year 3, I would say the odds are he's going to be looking for a new deal as well.
Ted, he might be looking for a new deal, but can you see things going down the way that they are in Arizona? Or do you think Mac would do things differently?
Oh, he's going to do things differently. I mean, you talk about a guy who's completely bought in, and he is committed to this franchise and all the things that go with being, a player on this team. And you're going to follow orders. You're not going to be a distraction. And so you're going to follow the company line. And nobody has done that and been a better brand ambassador for the New England Patriots than Mac Jones. So clearly he is not going to handle things when it is his time like Kyler Murray has done. And the thing is, too, and I just can't see the Patriots maybe being that interested, Phil, in getting a deal done with Mac Jones until maybe after his 4th year, because you really want to maximize kind of the contract you have with him. It's a low-paying contract. You want to kind of, spend money elsewhere and build your team up and maximize the fact that you have a quarterback on your roster for cheap for as long as you can.
Unless, Ted, the only reason you would maybe try to do it early is if you feel like over the long term, you could end up saving some money. I mean, even the Patrick Mahomes deal, there were some real critics of that deal on Patrick Mahomes' side of the deal saying he could have waited and gotten much, much more than he actually got. And he actually came out later and said, hey, I know the way this is set up, I didn't necessarily maximize my value, but I want to make sure there's a good team around me moving forward. Salary cap, we know, is going to boom in the next couple of years here. So that would be the one reason you would do it early. But Ted's right. I mean, this is the biggest advantage in pro sports right now. If you have not just a capable quarterback, but if you have a very good rookie quarterback or a quarterback on a rookie contract, it just allows you more freedom on the rest of your roster. The Patriots spent a lot of that money last offseason. We'll see if they can maximize it this offseason.
Makes me wonder if the Arizona Cardinals then have some questions about Kyler.
They should.
Term.